Hey there, campers. While we're gathering around the campfire, we just want to let you know we are not what you would call experts. What we do have is a love for researching and discussing the lore of cryptids, creatures,
and an occasional spooky woman that can eat our soul.
So if you are in need of immediate help with the chupacabra in your yard, please consult someone else.
Also, this podcast isn't for kids. These campfire stories can contain graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for young campers, so listener discretion is advised.
Alrighty. Hey campers. My name is Kimmy, and I am here with my co-host, Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aloreing, our podcast where you find out that you're no better than a man. Especially this week. Am I right, Kimmy?
Episode 69. We've
We're
done
here.
it.
Man, look at us. 69 episodes later.
Every podcast out there celebrates 50th episode, 100 episodes. Nah, not here at Aloreing.
Oh, that's some lame shit.
Episode 69, baby.
Thank you, everybody. We're all so proud of us. Man.
I need everyone to know we don't plan out a lot of things.
Arguably, most things are not planned.
This is one of the few episodes we have had planned out.
For
like
a minute, yeah. Like,
I think we joked about this like 2 years ago. We're like, if we get to episode 69.
And here we are.
We've done it. Oh man, we done it. This will be a good one. Let's, before we learn about how we are all no better than men, do you want to tell me what you found? Oh, so alluring.
Absolutely. If I look and sound like I'm not dying on the inside, it's because I'm on winter break from school. So I haven't been up till 2 a.m. doing homework for the past, week at this point. So, well, it's been 4 days, and 4 days really makes a difference, turns out. No, I feel good. I got a whole month and like 3 days off, and I feel like a little kid again on winter break. I mean, I'm still working, but
But you can sleep at night and not have to write an essay.
I literally, when you texted me to remind me we're recording tonight, I was like, oh, fuck, I got so much homework I gotta do. Then I was like, wait, no, I don't. Never mind. Like, I can just go home and do this without sitting here thinking like, oh man, I got a lot of papers to write right now. And it's great.
Yeah, the fact you texted me your schedule and I was like, wow, we could record 3 episodes in a week. Felt unreal to me.
Yeah. Turns out taking like 50% of your workload off in just the span of a day really opens up your schedule.
Yeah, Ryan's been dying a little bit, so
that's okay, but we're here. We made it.
He's done it. He's one semester closer to being free.
1 more year. Well, less than a year. What? 7 more months. We're almost there.
Yeah. Then you're done. I'm
done forever. Yeah. I told Kimmy, I texted her one night and I said, never let me go back to school ever again. And kids go to school, get your education, but like when you're pushing 30, maybe don't go back.
See, I don't know if I'm the best of friends because if I would have known you were going back in the first place, I really would have sat you down for a minute and
So,
been
are
like,
you
"Let's
sure?
write a pro and con list and really evaluate why you're
Yeah.
going."
It'll be worth it in the long term, but until then, I'm on break and I don't give a shit. I'm not in school,
You're not
suckers.
in school?
Um,
Christmas break,
yeah.
baby.
What did you find alluring these past couple weeks?
Oh, man, Christmas shopping is done.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
so
good for
great.
you.
It's so great. I was man, I was stressing. I was so stressed there for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I with the 12 days of Krampus, now okay, now that it is done, I need you to know how much anxiety I had planning that out.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Because be like, cause I was really excited. Like, it was all worth it. I was
yeah.
very excited, but I need you to know, like, I had to, like I reached out to a bunch of artists,
Yeah. I
and
noticed there was a ton of new stuff in there this year. It wasn't all Kimmy.
yeah, and I was like, "I'm gonna reach out to these artists, and they're some really amazing human beings,
Yeah.
and they're all friends I've made over the years, working with this cryptid community and folklore artist community." And I was like, "Hey, if you guys wanna put, like, a sticker in this, I would really appreciate it." And they were like, "I'll send you, like, a
Yeah.
plushie." And
They
I'm
all
like
went incredibly hard.
eh, it was so great, but I was so stressed out because I was like, "By the way, you guys have, like, a week you have to send me the stuff, and I will need 2 of the item."
Yeah.
And I, like, had to organize that, and then once I got the item, I had to, like, separate everything and plan the days and take the photos, and
Yeah.
there is so much, like, little planning behind the scenes that was happening.
You
And I
did great. And I didn't
and
have our Instagram for a whole month because you told me to log out, and I was like, "Okay."
yeah,
Probably more
I
than a
kicked
month. It was
Ryan
like
off our
all of
Instagram.
October. Well, it was all of November, most of October. You said get off Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then you kicked me off. Then you kicked me off everything, which wasn't cool. Oh, but so my roommate is like the most particular decorator in the world, right? So she's got like
Right.
a box for every month basically. And so all the stuff you gave me for the 12 days of Krampus, I had to be tactical about it. So
Right.
like everything is there, but like all of the ornaments are like in the tree, like where she can't reach it because she's short. And then Krampus, she has like a bunch of gnomes, and I just kind of like tucked him like in, in between all of them, and she hasn't noticed yet, which I think is really funny.
I love it so
When she's
much.
starting to put like her December decorations away, she's gonna be like, "What? What is all of this stuff? Where did it come from?" And I can't wait.
I love it so much. No, it was that was why Aloreing thing was, working with all those amazing human beings on
Yeah,
the 12 Days of Krampus, and they were so sweet because some of them were so stressed about getting stuff to me, and I'm like,
yeah,
because I messaged them, I'm like, "No, you guys are fine, like, don't worry about it," like, but inside, I was, like, panicking about everything, but outwards, I'm like, "No, you guys are good. Don't
yeah.
even stress."
Do we
So
have everyone that gave stuff linked somewhere besides just the video, like besides the 12 Days of Krampus videos? Because I know we linked to them on there.
yeah, so, at the end of the whole giveaway, we're gonna have a main post
Okay.
that's gonna
Oh,
have
cool.
everyone tagged in it with their stuff
All
as
right, and that'll
well.
be out by the time this episode goes out. So
Yes.
go to our Instagram and check out all those artists because they're all amazing people, and I loved everything that I got. It was awesome.
Yes, and they will all be, like, in our newsletter as artist features at some point throughout the year of
Hmm.
2025 because I love them all, and a majority of them are Salt Lake artists.
Nice.
So,
Support
that is
local.
also a
Yeah.
fun little fact.
Mhm. You know who else loves everybody?
Oh, oh.
This week's episode.
Oh,
Let's get
cute.
into it.
Yeah, cute. I spent an
Cue
hour
the wolf
looking for
sound.
these. these campfire sounds. So let's do the wolf. Is this the wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, why
Abrupt
not?
Kimmy.
Let's just accept it at this point.
All right. She's an angel or a demon, something divine. No matter what she is, she'll eat you alive. Yeah, she will. What are we talking about?
That's going to be the whole episode. Is just a collection of us making
Hmm.
that sound.
Yeah,
All right.
get your bonking sticks ready, people, because we're gonna need it this episode.
That's what I should have got a sound clip of for the soundboard today. Um, so, when resting your head against your pillow at night, it may be best to sprinkle some holy water around
Or
your
don't.
bed. Or don't. And that's just to be safe. Well, that is if you are a man, because this creature we will be discussing this week isn't known to target women. No,
Let's go, boys.
God damn it. No, this creature is known to be a powerful seductress, known to have a good time, who loves
Mm-hmm.
nothing more than to toy with men. And though this may sound like a great time to some, specifically Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
be warned that these deadly demons aren't just looking for a quote unquote fun time, but they are here to literally suck your soul. So,
Yeah, they
for
are.
all. God, God damn it. We are not even 10
What are
minutes
we
into the
talking
episode.
about?
So, for all of our lovely audio listeners, if you want to see this week's illustration, you can
And you're
head
gonna
to
want
our
to see this
website.
week's illustration.
You can head to our website.
Kimmy spent a really
Aloreing.com.
long time on this one, and I'm not quite sure why.
Head to our blog or our Instagram. This is where I'm flipped today. This is the illustration.
Oh, I'm flipped too.
I went with more Renaissance succubus vibes.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Don't open, don't trust it,
I noticed
danger."
like the cork is like definitely looks like it's attempted to be opened though.
Yes, a
Yeah,
hundred
yeah.
percent.
Someone was like chiseling away at the cork on this one,
You know, like when
and the bottle's cracked.
you
How interesting.
like when the wine, when you like try to like open the wine bottle
Yeah,
and like with the corkscrew and it doesn't work and it
yeah.
like breaks open. That's
When
what's
you're in
happened.
college and you don't own a wine opener, and someone brings you a cork instead of a twist bottle, and you're like, "Well, now what?" And you just start stabbing it.
Yeah, that's exactly what's
Yeah.
happened. But so this week we will be talking about Succubus because it is episode 69, baby. And what better way to celebrate episode 69 than with a good old sex demon? So, these sex demons have been around since biblical times, and they are still very, very popular till this day. And though these creatures are now seen as more of a fun way to go out, instead of a sinful supernatural experience, do be warned, they are very, very deadly. So, now, what are the origins of succubus? So, written accounts of them can be traced back as far as, how do you say that?
Mesopotamia, I believe.
Mes- Mesopotamia. So,
I know that from like what? There's like some cartoon. I think it was like Dexter's Lab or something. They keep saying Mesopotamia. I can't
yeah,
remember.
one of the old 90s
Yeah.
ones. So, 2400 BC. But oral legends of female sex demons have been around since the dawn of folklore.
Yeah, they have.
God damn it. So these legends go as far back as biblical times, which is when demonic creatures were called Lilu for men or Lilith for females, and they were known for erotically seducing men and women in their dreams. So these creatures didn't get the official title of succubus, which means to lie beneath in Latin, and incubus, which means to lie on top in Latin until medieval times. So, interesting. So, succubus, female, lie beneath. Incubus, male, lie on top. So, dominant, submissive, interesting, female, male. just something to kind of keep in mind as we're telling the story.
Yeah.
Um, then, by the late 15th century, these sex crazed she demons were commonly referred to as succubus by those who studied the origins of their ability to reproduce, learning all they could about the seductive creatures of the night. So, the most popular belief of these creatures' origins is their connection to Lilith. First thing is, there is so much to Lilith in so many different religions, and for all our audio listeners, Ryan has made a beautiful little camp counselor Mothman with a little bat to dehorny this
Yep.
episode for all of
It's just
the historic naked woman photos I am posting.
that we had to
Censor.
censor. Yeah, thanks YouTube. This is educational, okay? Like,
Yeah, which just makes me very mad because they're just nipples
yeah,
and it's just a nipple. They're not this isn't anything sexual. It isn't anything bad. We are talking about sex demons,
yeah.
but none of these
Who
are
among us
inappropriate.
hasn't talked about sex demons? You know, come on.
But our topic is more offensive than any of these
Yeah,
paintings. So that's just I can go on rants
yeah.
about my feelings of nudity in
Mm-hmm.
art and how media perceives it for the rest of time. But anyway, anywho, so back to Lilith. We could spend hours talking about her and her effects in religion, but for the sake of it, this episode we're just going to talk about one of her stories and her connections to Jewish folklore. So just to make that very clear.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to Jewish folklore, Lilith is known to be the first wife of Adam before Eve in the Garden of Eden.
Hmm.
So, after realizing that Adam just isn't her cup of tea and she doesn't want to bow down to him, the girl becomes the first known succubus to exist.
You go, girl.
Yeah, this then leads to her mating with Samuel, the archangel, and after a lot of drama in the Bible, succubus and incubus become a very fearful paranormal creature amongst religious folks
Hmm.
during the Middle Ages. So, Jewish mothers even believed that Lilith would come and take their children away and eat them. So, we will, for the sighting section, you will tell the story, like a little
Mm-hmm.
story summary about what kind of goes down there. So, very interesting. There's a lot of different takes
They're all over the place.
all over the place. And this wasn't the only thing. So, throughout the late 1400s to the early 18th century, succubus were even part of witch hunts. So, women who tried to seduce men were accused of being succubi in disguise and would meet their untimely demise. And women who became pregnant out of wedlock would be accused of sleeping with incubi, which were the male versions of these sex demons. So you just couldn't
Just can't
fucking
win.
win.
No.
Yeah. It's like if you were hot, you were a succubus, and if you got knocked up, you got fucked by a demon. So it just sucked. Life just sucked
Yeah.
as a woman.
Not great. Another fact about Lilith, any video game ever where I have to play as a fairy or demon or anything, Lilith's the name. Every time, it's my go-to.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
That-
It's a cool name.
Listen, it's a good name.
It's a good name, damn it.
Good name. Write that for D&D,
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
fantasy,
Literally
any game.
anything.
Lilith.
It's a good name, damn
That's
it.
the one. It's a good name, god damn it. So, but listen, Lilith, Succubus, all having a hard time, but don't worry because times do be changing. And there will always be a point in time when someone says, hey, maybe these deadly hot baddies aren't that bad. And this was
That's
during
right
the
now.
Romantic period.
Oh yeah, that too.
So, so this is again, my favorite period in time. So instead of the focus being on the grotesque and evil sex demons, artists shifted their attention to Greece's Lamia. So we did the episode on Lamia before. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember what number it is. Again, we're
Yeah,
on
it was a
episode
while ago.
69. Happened before.
Yeah.
Go check out our episode guide. That's why I did it, so I don't have to reference it that much anymore. Who was both beautiful and unfairly cursed. Team Lamia, right? And then they saw, so after the story, people started to see Lilith as a more misunderstood and a wrongfully punished woman. So, plus, with the later rise in Gothic literature, Succubus began to reclaim the spotlight, becoming less demonic and grotesque and more beautiful and intelligent and just misunderstood.
Yeah, that's what they are.
So,
Yeah.
I know what Ryan's Aloreing alignment chart for these creatures are this week.
Chaotic evil, for sure.
So, in today's age, succubus are seen as more a sexy, hell of a way to go, especially in the more risky forms of media. But it is important to know these demons aren't ones that are looking for consent, and they are still very deadly and are here to cause chaos and will literally suck your soul. So, now that we know the origins, it is important to know they are still very deadly. They are
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
demons,
are.
no matter how hot they are. And I'm going to hand it over to Ryan, and he's going to tell us two different stories. He's going to tell us about the origin, about Lilith, and then he's going to tell us a story about a succubus.
All right. So, there are many stories of Lilith, as Kimmy said, Adam's first wife, everyone's favorite biblical story. Just a chill guy who just, ate an apple or something like that. So here's a summary of one of the most popular stories. So, one day, God noticed how lonely Adam was in the Garden of Eden. Poor guy. So he created Lilith out of the dust and clay of the earth. So, a little different than Eve for all you listening. Lilith then became Adam's first wife, and the two lived in bliss for a while. But paradise didn't last forever. The two quickly butted heads when Adam tried to exercise dominance over Lilith, believing that he was more superior than Lilith. Lilith, on the other hand, believed that they were created as equals and refused to submit to Adam since God made them both of dust and clay. So, when Adam demanded she be submissive during sex, she refused to lie beneath him and said she would only have sex if she could be on top. Let's just. What a lady.
Good for her.
And Adam said,
you know what?
gross. The fuck is wrong?
Yeah, he was like, ew.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean, ew?
He's not a power bottom, he felt he felt
Adam's not a power.
I would say that's the title, but I don't think we should do that. We're gonna have some people coming after us.
The one Christian that was listening
Yeah.
to our podcast no longer is listening to our
So Adam not being able to power bottom filled him with rage, and he refused. So Lilith fled the Garden of Eden. While leaving, she uttered God's name as an insult to both man and his creator as she flew off, suggesting she grew wings or had wings, leaving Adam to pray to God to tell him that Lilith. Then Adam went to tell God that Lilith left the garden, in case he didn't already know.
Yeah.
God knew he
So
was.
Adam
Yeah,
snitched.
God's like, fuck, God, made this guy a little bitch.
He's like, should I have sex with me, God?
Yeah, she would, but like only on top. What's that about?
What's that about, man?
So, as a result, God had sent down 3 angels to retrieve Lilith with the intention of dragging her back. Once they caught up with her, they discovered she was pregnant. She also refused to return with the angels to the Garden of Eden, telling them she preferred to be free and wouldn't go back if he wouldn't treat her as an equal. The angels grew angry at her disobedience and tried overpowering her by drowning her in the ocean, but they soon realized they were equally matched. Furious and left with no other options, the angels declared that 100 of her children would die by their hand each day until she returned to the garden. So apparently at this point she had a lot of kids. Right.
Yeah.
Makes
so
sense.
like,
Her and Adam they didn't have a lot else to do. So, um,
That's paradise for you, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. Nothing like taking care of 100 kids. Am I right? Am I right, Kimmy? What a great time.
Oh my god.
Um,
In this
and Adam
economy?
probably was like, "Nah, that's your problem."
Yeah.
So feeling vengeful, Lilith then declared she'd steal human children of their life and was believed to be responsible for stillbirths, infants, and crib deaths. A little fucked up, Lilith. Although she stole the lives of children at night, she did agree not to kill the children that wore an amulet that bore the name of one of the three angels sent to capture her. All right, so she's making deals. That's all right. After
Mhm.
this, the angels returned to God's side and told him what happened, and he decided he would make Adam's new wife unbeknownst to Lilith. So then it wasn't long until Lilith snuck back into the Garden of Eden to see how Adam was doing, and that's when she discovered that Adam had a new wife. Guess her name, Eve. Furious, she then had sex with Adam and stole his seed, in quotation marks. And with this seed, she birthed earthbound demons to replace the children the angels had murdered. Adam's like, oh no, please don't. No. No, God, stop. Oh.
And now he's okay with it.
Yeah, suddenly he was real cool with it.
And that's where we get the succubus
Yeah.
and incubus book.
Yeah.
So, and we would be the worst Bible study
Yeah. Probably.
counselors. This one I just learned.
I'm gonna bring this one back to my my old church and be like, yeah, I got some questions.
Again, you read anything from the Bible now, and there's a lot of it that
I don't think this one's in it. I think this is like a additional one because this ain't in the OG book as far as I'm aware. But
yeah, and again, it's yeah, because I really I had to dig a lot for this one. Um, let again there's a whole bunch to Lilith. I have a few friends that like do practices to her. Like I think she's a real badass.
yeah,
Like she has a lot like woman power energy
yeah,
to her. Like
it
dark.
seems like Adam was just being a little bitch boy,
He
and
was
that's
just
what caused most of this.
yeah.
Just throwing it
He
out
was
there.
he was not being a power bottom.
Yeah, yeah,
That's just what was
I
happening,
know.
and
He's just like, I
that's
can't do it. Can't do it, God. I
can't do
gotta
it,
be
God.
on top.
I gotta be
Gotta.
got a missionary for the rest
Yeah.
of my life. That's the way God intended.
Speaking of power bottoms, our second story is about Pope Sylvester II. Um, so, sometime between the year 999 and 1003, there was a man named Gerbert of somewhere, Aurelic, who was later known as Pope Sylvester II, which is much easier to say. While attending the university, he fell in love with the dean's daughter. Now, him being nothing more than a simple lower class man, she deemed him as beneath her and did not reciprocate his affection. Classic dean's daughter.
Yeah.
So heartbroken, and instead of taking rejection and moving on with his life, he became obsessed with her, which is just a totally cool thing to do.
Yeah, typical scrub move.
Yeah. He gave into his lewd and sexual thoughts about this woman, and some say they were so strong and intense that they manifested into a succubus known as Meridiana. Willingly offered herself to Gerbert and was keen to engage in whatever sort of intimacy he desired. She also promised to make him rich, to bring about his wildest dreams, and to ensure he would be remembered in history. The only catch is he would have to be loyal to her and only her. Seems like a fair trade. You would think.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could
right?
go wrong? So, good old Gerber quickly accepted her offer, as any college-aged male would have done in this situation, and soon found himself achieving everything he could ask for and more. We all know what the more was. He became extremely wealthy. His prospects increased. All his dreams were coming true, and before long, he was the Pope. I didn't think the popes could do that, but here we are. But here we go. But as a Catholic Pope, He had a duty to maintain chastity, damn it. And having a succubus wasn't very chastity-like.
It was in the next sentence, Ryan.
So she became his dirty little secret. And honestly, she was all right with it. Again, all she wanted was for him to be loyal to her. But with Gerber now being famous and wealthy, he had caught the dean's daughter's attention. And now all of a sudden she wanted to be with him. Pretty.
She said, "You ain't no scrub no
Yeah.
more."
She's like, oh my God, you're the Pope? Oh.
Oh my God.
Want to bless me?
You want to bless me or something?
So,
Let's
and
talk about
can
it
we
in the
get
confessional booth.
guess what happened? Fucking Gerber fell for this shit. He gave in to the dean's daughter despite everything that the succubus had done for him, but she forgave him. And that may be because she knew that he was going to soon perish on the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. So she was like, all right, it's all right. We're fine, you know. She doesn't seem like a succubus to me. Or maybe she isn't. Succubuses are just kind of chill with it. He sensed this and became paranoid. Once she told him, he started canceling any plans to Jerusalem in hope to prevent his death. But one cannot stop death, as we've learned. So, when he was supposed to go on his canceled pilgrimage to Jerusalem, he began to fall ill and retired to his chambers. While there, he realized death was close and accepted his succubus, and in fear of God, he began to confess his life sin only to die shortly after. It's unknown what happened to Meridian. Some say she still goes after Pope's souls to this very day. Others say that she was nothing more than a scapegoat for the priest's actual mistresses because a real mistress was way less forgivable than a supernatural demon mistress. I think it could be both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's the story. Pope, not a cool guy.
Oh, no.
Succubus, she was all right with it. She's like, you know what? I gave you one rule, you broke it. That's okay. You're going to die anyway.
Both these stories, I was for the girls.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. We got fucking... What's the opposite of a power bottom? What would that be? Just like a...
a soft top?
Soft. Yeah. He was a soft bottom, probably a soft top, and he just was uncomfortable with it, you know? The Pope, however, was a power bottom, which is why Meridina stuck around and was like,
him as a power bottom is a very strong...
Well, that's why she stuck around. Like, after he, like, broke her one rule, she's like, you know what? It's pretty good, though. Let's be honest. And then...
She said, "You're hung. We'll
she's
out.
Like, it's all right." She saw that ring that the popes do with their hair and was like, "Damn, that's some good shit."
Do you know why they do that?
Isn't it supposed to be like a halo?
It's so they're closer to God. So it's like, think of it like they can directly connect their thoughts.
Oh, because there's no hair to block God's thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn, you heard it here first, folks. Hair, very sinful. Don't do it.
Shave it off.
Speaking of sinful, should we jump to our ads real quick?
Oh, yeah. Let me play those sweet, sweet radio sounds.
Just move our bonk. All right.
Move the bonk boy.
Guys, if you're listening to this live, you are really running out of time to get your Christmas shopping done, all right? But it's not too late. Aloreingshop.com. We got Krampus shirts, we got the Yule Cat, we got Santa Claus. And you know, if you missed it this year, that's okay. Get it for next year, or just wear Christmas sweaters any time of year. That's really okay. Like, nothing's gonna stop you, you know. But yeah, Aloreingshop.com. We got stuff for all sorts of seasons, so go check it out. Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Yule Cat all year long.
Yeah.
Even Mothman. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him already.
Mothman's gonna go bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. All
bonk.
right.
Yeah, look at that.
It's you know, Aloreingshop.com. Check it out. Get yourself some goodies before it's too late.
Right.
All right.
All right. All right. Welcome back, campers. We hope you enjoyed that little break. We're going to get back to our regular scheduled schmexy programming, and we're going to talk about the appearance and some fun facts involving the succubi. So first is appearance wise, and they are known to be a little bit different than how they started out. So during the medieval ages, they were actually considered to be hideous and deformed creatures standing at about 4 feet tall, which was smaller than the average person at the time. Um, they crawled around and had more of a gargoyle, demonic like appearance than a human one. Their hands and feet appeared as ragged claws, and they had a more beast like appearance. And it wasn't until the turn of the 18th and 19th century that these she demons took on a more human like appearance. So, this is when we started to romanticize
Yeah.
them a
Well, it
little
depends
bit.
on what you're into. I'm sure some people were romanticizing before, but
Some people are like, oh
yeah, oh
no.
no, not the gargoyle, please, no. Look, we
So
all watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, come on. Yeah, I know some of y'all are into gargoyles. Okay,
I do.
someone might be in
I
this podcast that's trying to explain herself right now.
I okay. That's not
Hear me
what I
out.
was that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, for the sighting section, at first I was like, oh, maybe I can find some succubus sightings. Y'all are horny as
Did you
hell.
end up on
Cause
DeviantArt on accident?
I I went to because there's like Reddit forums where people put like their paranormal sightings,
Mm-hmm.
and I have never been so uncomfortable in my life. I I like lasted 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah, you
have
only
been on
lasted 10
Wattpad.
minutes?
I've been on Wattpad since I've been 13. Okay, I lasted 10 minutes.
Damn.
I have never heard such awkward descriptions for the word breast in my life, and I was like, we are not going to do this for the succubus section.
We should
Succubus
definitely
sightings.
do. I think you should find some of those, and we should definitely do a liquor and lore with those.
We can do a
That
liquor
sounds like a really good time. I'll read them to you.
Ryan, I was so physically uncomfortable with some of them because, like, and there were some people, like, some of them were people were, like, genuinely concerned, and I feel like they were having experiences with
Mm-hmm.
mares, and
Yeah.
they were, like, gently talking. And then there would be one where it was just some guy talking about, like, some demon wet dream he was having,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can't do this
Just kept
today.
waking
I
up with the boner. It was a succubus, I swear.
I'm
My
just like,
pastor told me that's what it has to be.
that's what it
He
was.
said normal kids don't have these urges.
It was so bad, Ryan. I was just like, I can't do this today.
All
I
right.
was
Well, we're
like,
100% doing that for liquor and lore. I'm just throwing it out there because that sounds like such a good time. Like, imagine just a bottle deep.
oh, Jesus Christ. It takes a lot to make me physically uncomfortable. And that really, I was like,
That was it.
that was it. That's all it took. Anyway, so people that are like, why didn't Kimmy put any sightings of suck? That's why I shut that
Kimmy
down
had
real
enough
quick.
sightings.
We have enough. Go to Reddit, have fun, get traumatized.
Join
You're
the
welcome.
Patreon in like a month.
Join the Patreon. You're welcome.
Probably
My
couldn't put
mom's
it
on.
on YouTube anyway.
Give it a minute. Well, it'll be on there.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, back to appearance.
Say your mom's on Patreon.
My mom's on Patreon.
It's fine. I'll be reading it, not you. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. You'll just be sitting there.
My sweet, supportive mother.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
Oh, I saw you did an episode about Succubus, and I was really excited to listen to it. And I decided to check your Patreon exclusive episode. Anyway, I don't think you should come home for New Year's.
My mom's an angel. Oh my god, I love her so much. I feel like just don't listen to that one.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link.
I'll send her a
you
text and say, hey, maybe skip this episode.
Yeah. And then then she'll want to listen to it more. We just have to send her a link over it, that she'll be fine.
Yeah.
She's a curiosity killed the cat girl. I love her so much. Oh my god. Anyway, okay, appearance. so so we started with ugly gargoyle she demons.
Yep.
So now these she demons are being described as the moments. So they are alluring. They have a beautiful hourglass body shape, flawless skin, typically like a pale grayish skin tone. So you're seeing some of those like gargoyle-esque features kind
Yeah.
of coming through.
Picture
They
like early 2000s Hot Topic.
there you go. Yeah, long, dark, wavy hair, glowing eyes, little to no clothing, pretty much everything you need to seduce a very simple man.
Yeah, call me simple.
Let's not forget the demon. There is demon in she demon, so they
Yeah,
can
there is.
be commonly seen sporting a pair of bat-like wings.
Nice.
They may have some horns, a barbed tail, hooves, or even fangs. So,
have you considered though, like, I can fix her, Kimmy? Like, have you?
Ryan, she's not coming after me. I can't do anything in this
She might.
situation. If
You could try.
she's coming after
If she
me,
comes after your man, you could just be sitting there like, oh no, oh this
oh
is so
no,
crazy that I'm here instead of him.
oh
Well, since
no.
you're here anyway,
Oh
I have a life
no!
force.
Oh no! Three's a crowd?
Yeah.
Well, oh no! Well, now since
There's
I'm
just
here,
there's just a scarecrow in the bed with you, and you're like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. Wonder where he went.
wonder where he went. It's like the old '90s movies where it's like a basketball of the
Yeah.
clothes kind of thing. It's like, oh no! Well, since you're here
Yeah.
and you need a soul, oh, well, we can figure it
Yeah.
out.
Got one.
You got one. So, behavior wise, much like the succubi's appearance, there's a distinct difference between the personality of the ancient one versus the one today. So, in ancient times, they were much more malicious and demonic. So, these sneaky and controlling sex crazed demons had zero desire in pleasing the man they encountered and only attacked to either please themselves, gain life force, or disrupt those of pious lifestyles or to have children. So this was in the past.
It's okay to be selfish every once in a while.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Today's succubi are known to be very charismatic and have an unwavering seductive power to them. They are very clever creatures that take much pride in their ability to please and manipulate men. So even though they will use the men for the same thing as the ones of ancient times, they'll at least make sure they're having a good time while it's happening. They will also attack men and absorb his life force by entering his dreams, which can lead to him experiencing sleep paralysis. And this is the connection they have to Mare, and this is why sometimes they get confused with them. So now be warned, if you're thinking of having your soul sucked by one, and this is the way to go, make sure it is the modern day one. Some people have reported seeing the ancient succubi in the more animal form to this very day. So
it's a risk I'm willing to take.
So so you could get unlucky. So now this is why I have a hard time with this. So now, what is a crazed sex female demon without her partner in crime? So they attack the men, and the incubus is the male sex demon that attacks women at night. Okay? So the con is, unlike their beautiful female alluring counterparts, they are not attractive at all.
These all right. You guys really got the short end of the stick on this one once again.
honest to fucking God, it pisses me off.
You got
This
kelpies
whole
though,
thing.
so like the boys needed one, you know, like come on.
We do get kelpies. That is fair. So these creatures have kept their horrific beast appearance for centuries and are just terrifying.
Hmm.
Um, so these sex demons have many similarities and work closely, causing the same types of chaos on Earth. Some scholars even believe that succubi and incubi are actually the same creatures and they simply shape shift depending on who their unlucky victim is.
Hmm.
And if that's the case, that
Yeah, that's kind
pisses
of
me
fucked.
off
Yeah.
because at least transform into something
Yeah.
attractive. Like, I want to have a good time too.
Yeah.
If you have to be male,
Like
and if
when
that's the
maybe
form you have to
when
take,
the incubus shows up, you just be like, "Hey, come on." Like do do a girl a solid, you know?
girl,
And
it's like, listen, like I'm happy if it's the female form.
yeah.
If like the only attractive form is the female form, I can work with
Yeah. If
that.
you're going to suck my soul regardless, like, you know,
Listen,
we could both
happy
enjoy
bi.
this. Like,
Look at that flag above the bed.
yeah, come on.
I either way,
Come on.
like
Yeah, either way.
let
You
me
do a
be happy
50-50
with this.
situation here, like, yeah.
See that? 50-50. Let me have a good time with this. So now, you may be thinking, why don't these two demonic sex craved demons just hook up with each other like
That's
the
what I was
hormone
thinking.
monsters in Big Mac? Right. Well, that is because of two reasons. One, they want to cause chaos to the human realm by reproducing. Okay?
Mm,
And two, they cannot reproduce with each other. So, in
gotcha.
the Bible, we don't talk about it because we don't have a lot of time. Short story: demons are cursed and can't make babies with each other.
Mm, might be for
God's
the
like,
best.
yeah. So God's like, no. So that's why she goes, lays with Adam, steals his quote unquote seed, and then has the demon
Mm-hmm.
babies on Earth.
Okay.
So this goes into demon baby making 101.
Nice.
So, you may be asking yourself, well, how do they reproduce to make more offsprings? Well, even if you aren't, guess what? It is episode 69, baby. And if you are going to learn about sex crazed demons, you are going to learn about baby making. Plus, if I had to read this with my own two eyes, I'm going to share it with you all so we can suffer together.
Yay.
So when succubus get down and dirty with her victim and collects his seed in his sleep, she then passes it off to the incubi. The incubi then
Hmm.
transfers it into the sleeping woman, who is
Hmm.
his next victim. Yep, and impregnates her.
It's even more creepy when you consider that they might just be the same person.
I
They're
know.
like
I
a fun like a turkey baster. They're like
Oh, I hate that analogy. That is the worst analogy you could have possibly come up with. And the sound, that's the worst. That's so much worse than anything I could have said. Right, kids, I'm so upset right now.
I'd like to apologize to every single person listening.
I'm going to tell my mom not to listen to this episode just for that.
What?
So, anyway, so they turkey base the woman, and then I can't even. So, I hate myself so much. So then 9 months later, a demon child called a cambion is born.
Oh, that'd be shocking. You just have like a weird sex dream, and then 9 months later, you're like, oh my god, it was real.
Exactly. So cambions are typically sickly, malformed, and bad behaved children. And we may know where this is going. So they were known to live short lives and be described as half human, half demon like features, and were commonly confused with changelings. But it is important to know the difference. Changelings are a result of fae, and cambions are a result of horny demons.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, fae are basically just horny demons without the demon part.
It just depends the book you're reading it
Yeah.
from, you know.
Mm-hmm. I read
Um,
Akatar.
God damn it. So you guys have probably connected the dots by now. Of course, many scholars believe cambion was just a pre-scientific explanation for birth defects and infant illnesses during the Middle Ages. That and succubi and incubi were a very convenient scapegoat for covering up adultery.
Very convenient. I could see that, like, trying to cover for adultery, because like all the guys would be going to like their dudes at the inn and be like, "Yeah, bro, I slept with a baddie last night," you know. But then like, you know, when the woman is trying to cover like why she had a baby, she's like, "No, no, like it was a horrible demon," like, and that's when then they're trying to cover themselves, you know.
For like all of our audio listeners, the amount of very funny um, artwork of cambion babies is pretty entertaining
Yeah,
because it just looks like demons, and it's like the old Renaissance styled artwork where it will be like the girls in the bed and the demon babies are all flying
yeah.
around them, and
Like,
it's
this is the
very
best.
entertaining. So this was many people believed in this. Like this was how they covered up adultery
Yeah,
and sin, and they're like, well, I guess it's the demon babies.
yeah,
So, and this is a lot to go into it too, to be like, well, you know what would make sense
yeah.
is if she steals this and then she gives it to the
Yeah.
other demon guy and then he puts it in the
Yeah,
girl.
the husband and wife both cheated on each other, and they're like, "No, well, it was the same thing, and they stole my seed and put it in you. So technically, it's still our baby."
So technically it's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, they had too much time in the medieval days. Let me tell you,
Too
they didn't have
much.
TikTok to like, you know, to like brain rot. They had to think about shit.
Too much creativity,
Yeah,
man. Oh man. So now let's shift gears and talk about succubus hunting.
I will be
Um,
taking notes.
so, for centuries, hunters have managed to keep these deadly demons at bay. But to
Fuck
this
those
day,
guys.
but to this day, some still manage to sneak into this realm. So, if one wishes to protect themselves against these creatures, or know how what not to
Yeah,
do to
yeah.
keep them close, here's a handy dandy list of some essential items to keep on hand. Do you want to do a popcorn of
Sure.
these?
Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Cool. So wear an amulet that says Seaman Geloff,
Yep.
Sony, and Sansony, which come from the legend we talked about earlier about the three angels that tried to take Lilith, and they won't attack.
Or have a talisman that depicts one of their kind rebunking phrases written in Shilok, the language of the netherworld.
Mm,
It just scares them away.
yeah,
No idea what it says. It could be a racial slur. It could
it
tell
just
them
says like
to fuck
I
off.
rebuke you. You know.
It could say
Yeah,
rebuke you.
yeah,
It could say bye bitch. It could say please leave me alone.
yeah.
We have no
I could
idea.
say please don't. Like,
Please don't.
yeah,
It says I don't consent, and they're
yeah.
like, oh man, I respect that. Like we don't know.
But then like as soon as I see him, I like cover the don't part. I'm like, shh, 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 it's okay.
Creep.
And then third, you know, what everyone keeps on their nightstand, just keep some good old holy water on hand. Pro tip, right? You know that like 3-month old dusty bottle that you have on your nightstand that you drink at like 4 in the morning when you're thirsty because you got no other options. Just bless that water, bam, instant holy water. Have a priest bless your Stanley cup.
I love the idea of Gen Z just going to the Pope to get this
Could you bless this water I keep on my nightstand?
just pre-bless
Yeah.
it.
But you just circle that around your bed, and then, you know, the succubus can't get to you.
And you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if hunting this sex-crazed creature is more your speed, it's important to know what you're going up against. So, since these creatures can only be hunted at night, there is a chance you won't encounter just one, but you can encounter multiple of them. So, since they already possess superhuman strength, it is best to catch them when they are at their weakest, so when they are hungry. So, they are known to have an accelerated metabolism that requires them to devour a new victim almost every day. I don't know why I said month. It's supposed to be
That's a lot.
day. Or maybe it's month. Month probably makes more sense. This was after I read all those Reddit forums. Um, it was a long day. Um, so, in their starved state, it is much easier to physically overpower and kill one. When this creature is overpowered, there are two ways to go about it. The first is going straight for their heart, kill shot. It is their most vulnerable organ, and piercing it, they'll die instantly. The only exception is if a succubus has bitten someone, they will survive because once bitten, the victim will become a potential vessel for the spirit once its own body expires. So,
Gotta be careful. No
gotta be
teeth.
careful with that. No teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let that one happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next is to marry them.
Oh,
Um,
it's an
for
option?
some reason, yeah.
Huh.
So for some reason, marrying a succubus has them become domesticated, and they have no desire to feed on the souls of men anymore.
So do
That's
you
it.
propose, like, while they're stealing your soul, you're just like, this is great, you want to marry me? And they're like, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
they're like,
Okay, well, I guess.
yeah. They just wanted someone that wanted them,
All right,
I
good
guess.
for them.
Of course, succubus hunting depends on what your end goal is. So,
Mm-hmm.
stay safe or don't,
Or
campers.
don't.
We can't tell you what to do.
No, and we won't.
Live your life.
Mm-hmm.
We're not responsible. Do your thing.
Kimmy is.
Alrighty. Okay, Ryan, it is time.
Oh, fuck. This is a hard
is.
one. The
It
church
is.
seems so obvious.
It is time for is it science or the church?
The church seems like the really obvious guess.
Seems so
But
obvious.
this isn't a very obvious episode.
Science or
So
the
I'm
church?
going to go with science. And I think it has to do with
Oh,
the changelings, maybe.
oh, Ryan. Ryan.
Son of a bitch.
It's
It was the obvious choice. Damn it. It was literally, this was like handed to me on a silver platter, but I was like, Kimmy's not going to make it that easy.
I have gotten into Ryan's
Yeah.
brain. I've been
She's breaking me
psyching
down.
about.
You put all those science facts in there earlier to
Mhm.
to get me thinking science.
I
Now I
I
look
have
like a fool.
I have psyched Ryan out. I have done it, y'all. I have officially done it. We got church this week, baby. So now, succubus being demonic, too easy. We know that. We've been discussing that for an hour. But we're going to be talking about how succubi were used as scapegoats for religious figures.
I mean, okay.
So, in medieval Europe, there were many religious male figures from popes to celibate monks, and not all of them were true men of God. And as we've learned here on the show, many of them were sinners.
No.
Some would even have mistresses on the side,
You're blowing my mind here.
partake in lewd acts,
Ever.
even given to sexual desires of the flesh.
You think you know a guy.
I think you know a guy. And instead of them owning up to these sins and repenting for them, like they tell everyone else to do, they'd use the benefit of living in a patriarchal world and blame the sex-crazed demons if they got caught. Succubi were a convenient scapegoat because it was much easier to blame a supernatural demon for their sins than to take accountability for what they have done. So this is a big reason why we see so much of them in historic religious texts
and it's
written
always a
by men.
priest. Yeah.
Yep, that's why we see it in so much
No, babe,
historical
I swear
texts.
it was a demon. I swear. You heard it here, boys. If you don't want to get caught, just keep some holy water next to you. And if your girl walks in, just start splashing holy water everywhere and be like, "Be gone! I revoke thee, rebuke."
That's how you get your girl off of you,
Yep.
folks.
Yeah, we'll cover your tracks.
So we do know today that these guys were just sinning, and
This is out there.
they just couldn't. Poor excuses to control themselves. Listen, if I could control myself in a locker room, pathetic,
I know.
weak man,
Fucking soft
weak.
bottoms.
Soft bottoms. Alrighty. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh yeah, we have no announcements, no lore report.
Done. Besides,
Not
I
gonna be-
guess, is this our last episode of the year, or will we do one more?
No, we got one more.
Okay, never mind.
We
then.
got a holiday
I'm
special,
gonna save
like
my
a
Happy New
little
Year.
bonus.
Yeah.
And then we have a fun holiday one.
Beautiful.
So.
All right, we're not gonna end the year on 69. We'll give you a 70.
We'll give it 70.
Yeah.
We can't end it on 69.
Yeah.
We can't have a perfect finish. Let's go to Lauren Alignment
Okay.
chart. All right, where's your thing?
It's up there. It's about right here. She's a good man, damn it. Good man.
So I
forgot the vines were there. So I put mine. It's a little off the screen.
So all our audio listeners, I put mine like a little bit more towards like neutral, just because she's hot, you know.
Yeah. Look, she's misunderstood. She just is trying. Clearly, she's just trying to meet a nice man.
Ryan has thrown her so far up past lawful and past good. I have never put a creature this high up. Ryan is blinded by lust.
No. She's a good demon.
He's here for a good time.
For a good time. Any Succubuses in the audience, hit me up. You know. The holy water is not in my room. Don't worry. Like, we're all good. It's somewhere. It's probably out there somewhere, but we're gonna be all right.
Oh yeah. So, where you can't say anything to me
what
about
are you talking about?
any placement.
I've never said anything about your placements before. I don't know.
Never.
No.
Never.
No.
Never.
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. Well, you know, the one I know we've been joking about this like the whole time. The one caveat I do want to say, the non-consent thing with Succubus and Incubus, I don't like.
That's not cool.
Not cool.
Yeah.
That is not cool in all seriousness. Yeah. That is evil. That's not okay.
Yeah, that part's not cool. Yeah, the Incubus are somewhere down like.
Yeah.
Like
we're not okay with
there
that.
Somewhere.
We do make the jokes because we are attracted to them and we do think it's cute and we would consent to these creatures. Yeah. But honestly, like, consent is key.
Yeah.
Like, as like real talk.
Yeah.
Like, we know we've been joking.
That's important. Stuff, yeah.
Just like so you guys know, we are serious about that. So, as just a thing, just a fun fact. All right. We should do our takeaways. Let's get back to the silly, then let's get out of here with our little.
All right. Do you want to go first? Mine's a little long.
Man. Oh yeah, there was. Let me scroll up. I had a really great one that was like right off the top, and
Well, what?
Don't let a soft bottom tell you what to do.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was gonna say, look, boys, if it's so good that you're willing to leave the church, fucking put a ring on it. All right, that's all she wants. That's all I have to say about that.
That's actually really good. Oh man, the Catholic Church is gonna hate us.
Oh, I'm sure. The Pope is listening right now, and he's mad. He's like, "Damn, this small podcast out of America, they figured it out.
They figured it.
They're on to us. We got to stop them."
The segment "Science or the Church" has gone this far.
Yeah, he said, "This is the last one. Damn it!
This is the last one. This is the last straw. It broke the camel's back." Oh man, well this was great. This is happy episode 69, everybody.
Happy 69, everyone. Go celebrate.
We made it.
Yeah.
Have a great 69.
Yep.
Thank you all so much.
Enjoy.
For listening
All right.
to Aloreing.
You have the most alluring night of your life, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.